Hi, my name is Gavison. I'm an Israeli Jewish educator and researcher. In discussing the most recent Supreme Court ruling on conversion, it's important to first note that in the Israeli legal system, there is no one all-encompassing definition for who is a Jew. Rather, for each legal purpose, different criteria may apply. So, when it comes to the State of Israel's recognition of a person's conversion, there are three main parameters: denomination, location, and implication. Denomination, whether it was an Orthodox or a non-Orthodox conversion. Location, whether it was held in Israel or elsewhere. And implication, whether it is to be recognized for more civic purposes such as the law of return or civil registry, or for more religious purposes such as marriage, divorce, and burial through the religious establishments. By the way, regarding Orthodox conversions in Israel, there is another subparameter of privatization, whether it was held in a state-run court or in private ones. The most recent ruling recognized non-Orthodox conversions held in Israel for the purpose of the law of return. In doing so, it has put in place the final piece, at least for now, establishing that conversions of all recognized denominations held in all locations are recognized both for law of return and civil registry. These are the facts. Now let's turn to a more delicate question: the meaning and scope of this ruling. Many of those both in favor and against this ruling alike view it as an ideological stance in the ancient questions of who is a Jew and what is conversion. But if you read carefully Chief Justice Chayut's ruling, you'll find her concluding that it is by no means a religious ruling, but rather one strictly confined to a judicial question of eligibility for the law of return. Now, one may choose to be cynical towards this statement, to view it as naive or even misleading. I, however, suggest to take it seriously. I believe that the Israeli High Court of Justice has no mandate to rule ideologically in these questions of who is a Jew or how does one join the Jewish people, for the simple reason that these questions have been debated for at least 2,500 years and will likely continue to be debated for many more generations to come, or at least as long as Jews continue to hold diverse views from one another and debate it amongst themselves, which, as we've done pretty much ever since. It would therefore be advisable for not only the Supreme Court, but also for Israeli government and legislature to hold a minimalist and humble approach in dealing with these questions, which go down as deep as possible into what does being Jewish mean. Now, it does not endanger or minimize the Jewish character of the State of Israel. Quite the contrary. I am proud and fortunate to live in an era in which we have once again established a sovereign Jewish state. This sovereign state must indeed manage its immigration policies, its public sphere, many other issues. It may and should establish its Jewish character. But if our Jewish state truly wishes to be the national home for all of the Jewish people, it must not take on itself the presumptuous role of ending one-sidedly long-standing Jewish debates. Finally, going back to the recent Supreme Court ruling, if we are to imagine the Jewish people as a shared building, a condominium shared by different apartments, then the current legal situation completes a shift from the notion of a single gatekeeper, namely the chief rabbinate, to the notion of an intercom, whereby each apartment is authorized and required to accept or reject those who wish to join it. This is, in my view, the correct and humble view in light of the plurality of Jewish voices. It is also an approach which leaves us, all of us, with the task of shaping the relationships inside our shared house.